What up, guys? Yeah, we got another beer review coming at you today, and I'm looking forward to this one. I was able to snag some good ones, I think. And today it is St. Bernardus Wit, St. Bernardus, however you pronounce it. This one, Belgian wit beer. Definitely hoping it's going to be a solid one. 11.2% ABV. Not ABV, fluid ounces. That'd be a strong-ass wheat beer. But, yeah, you know, one of those classic, just Trappist beers. So, let's crack this sucker open. You know, we're stuck inside. We got to stay sane somehow. Beer. Beer is the answer. A little while since I've had a wheat beer. So let's go big or go home with the classic Belgian. Let's see. It's hard to get the light to really see it. It looks paler than what it is in real life, but this is a very kind of, I mean, it's your standard wheat beer look. Kind of a little foggy. A little clearer towards the bottom, but nice carbonation. Got some nice head right there. Not too much, but just a solid amount. Let you know it's there. So, anyways, let's get into the review. Get into the smell. Naturally, you have that initial kind of lemony zest aroma to it. And you have that kind of classic coriander as well. This one smells a bit more robust than maybe your average everyday wheat beer. Speaker wire was tapping something, it was just popping. Maybe a hint of like a not quite grapefruit, something not as bitter. Maybe like in between an orange and a grapefruit. What is that? Like a blood orange kind of thing. I'm trying to think what citrus is right in the middle of that kind of maybe like a tangerine kind of thing, where it's not quite an orange, but also it's a little bitter to it, but it's not grapefruit level. It also has like almost like a sea salt aroma to it. Like somebody made this while they were at sea, and you have that kind of that aroma that you get like off a salty breeze off of like the ocean or whatever, and you get kind of that ocean smell to it, which it's kind of clean, but you also got that semi salt going on to it. That's kind of what's going on here. But I'm very much enjoying it. I'm going to recommend it on aroma. It's got a lot of the stuff that I look for in a solid wheat beer. Anyways, let's get into the taste. Oh, man. That's good. That is a summertime beer right there. There's just something about a fantastically brewed wheat beer that for me there's just nothing can top it, because I feel like it's paired with like a warm summer day, like nothing else for me pairs better. Any kind of like beer and season, for me nothing tops a great wheat beer and just warm weather. And this has got that refreshing wheat beer taste, but it's not. There's more complexity to it, so you can actually sit and enjoy and kind of dig into it. Or you can just drink it, whatever you want to do. So you have like, it is the lemon up front, but it's not quite as sour or as maybe citrusy as you might get from other beers. It's almost like a lemongrass kind of thing, where it's lemon, but it's kind of mellow. And that's the same way with the coriander. There's a bit of coriander, but it's mellow. It's not super pronounced. It's there, but if you were to compare this to, say, a Hoegaarden, the Hoegaarden coriander is much more present. This is a little more subdued. There's also almost like a peppery seasoning to it, and a little a little salty. There's almost like they kind of seasoned up the beer a little bit. The pepper, it's not like super extreme, but there is a bit of a maybe not. I'm definitely getting more of that kind of hint of saltiness to it, where I feel like that it kind of helps bring out some of the other flavors. Maybe not necessarily a pepper, but I feel like there is another spice that's kind of like helping to offset some of the citrus notes. So you have a bit of that kind of seasoned peppery kind of thing, so it kind of mellows, it kind of blends it all together. There's something else there. There's almost you can almost always get the coriander burp when you burp it up. There's almost like a silkiness to it. It's not like clean crisp as you drink it. It's like a silky smooth, if that makes sense. There's it's I'm not really sure what it is. I don't know if it's just the subtle slight carbonation in the way the head works. But sometimes you get like a beer and it's super crisp, it's clean, it's almost so clean it like cuts. But this is it's almost like a silky smoothness to it, kind of like a silk sheet or something, where it has that kind of super smooth to it. And I don't know if that makes sense at all. It might be one of those things where you have to drink the crisp versus the silky smooth and kind of be like, okay, I can see there's a little different, or I'm just crazy, I don't know. But there's definitely that kind of, for me, that kind of mouthfeel to it. Again, it's a wheat beer, so it's not heavy by any means. But I don't know. I dig it. Sometimes, like, it almost like that silkiness almost makes you want to keep drinking it. It's like you got to get to the end of that ribbon until it's whatever. But I'm gonna recommend it on taste. It is fan-freaking-tastic. It is awesome. If you are a lover of wheat beers, or it's getting warm out and you want something to remind you of what it's like to be outside, get a wheat beer. Get one of these if you can locate it. You're probably not gonna find it at your just everyday kind of booze shop. You got a specialty joint or something like that. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. You're not gonna, and when it's a Trappist, Belgian Trappist, you're not gonna go wrong. It's exceptional quality. I can't say I've had any of those new Trappist, whatever, that have opened in the United States. That feels more like a comp out. The Trappist beer breweries trying to make some money. But anyways, I'm going to definitely recommend it on Drinkability. FYI, it's 5.5% ABV. I don't know how I missed that the first time. But, so there you go. Value for price, it is going to be a little more expensive than your average just wheat beer. This is, I believe I paid somewhere between, I think it was like $4 for the single one. So it's probably about double what you're going to pay for like a locally produced wheat beer. But I've been trying to like sample craft wheat beers and other things because I really enjoy the style when it's made right. But I've been struggling to find like a really great tasting craft wheat beer. Some of them, before we really hit the IPA craze, and a lot of like the thing that was popular was like pumping fruit into the wheat beers. That was kind of like a thing for a while. You don't see it as much now. They've kind of taken the fruit game and moved it into the sours and stuff like that. But I haven't really found like a great go-to domestic craft beer. I almost have to default to Blue Moon. Blue Moon is fine. It's done fairly well. You know, it's not setting the world on fire, but it's fine. It's inexpensive. For a lot of us, it was kind of like a gateway beer. At least for me, Blue Moon was kind of a gateway beer because there was really nothing else around. But I don't know if just nobody's really spending the time really fine-tuning the craft of wheat beers in the States right now. Maybe eventually it'll come back around to that. But I'm getting into all that because if that was more of a thing, if breweries were spending a lot more time working on and fine-tuning that wheat beer, this value for price would not be that great because you'd be able to find a legitimate $2 for a single craft beer and it'd be well worth it. And you'd probably buy that over this because it's 2 to 1. But this, I mean, it's a classic. It tastes fantastic, and there's really nothing. You can't really compare American-produced wheat beers to stuff from Belgium or Germany. I feel like I usually like, you know, what if I do like a German wheat beer, I like the unfiltered ones. I feel like that extra cloudiness and some of it just kind of, I don't know, adds to the taste. But there's nothing that really compares at all. For at least that I've found. I'll keep looking, but nothing that I haven't had like an American produced wheat beer in a long time where it's just like, hopefully, I don't know. Maybe with everyone on lockdown, they got more time to start tinkering with and experimenting with different flavors. But anyways, just because of that, I'm going to recommend it on value for price. You are going to pay more for this. Absolutely. But in terms of just the quality of the beer and what it tastes like, you're just not going to find that anywhere else. At least outside of other German and Belgian beers. Next category is distinction. How distinct is it? And man, that's good. It's very similar to a lot of your other. It's similar to a lot of other like Trappist-based wheat beers. Very similar. Or really just other Belgian wheat beers. It doesn't even necessarily need to be Trappist because there's a lot of other great wheat beers. For me, Hoegaarden is still one of my favorites. It is one of those beers where if I find it on tap, I'm sure I've said this before, if I find it on tap at a bar, I will always get one of them just because I love Hoegaarden on tap. A great tasting wheat beer on tap is so hard to beat, especially during the summertime. And really all you find in terms of wheat beer wise in the States is maybe you find an Oberon, which to me is probably the most overrated beer in the history of beers. But I might only say that because I'm from Michigan. And they have like a whole day of it's Oberon Day. It's like, this beer is kind of not that great. That or Blue Moon, or to a lesser extent a Summer Shandy. Those are kind of as weedy as you're going to get on tap. So when I find any kind of Belgian beer on tap, I jump at it. I do not envision myself ever finding this on tap. If it does, I'll probably buy out the keg. But so it is substantially better than your average just blah wheat beer. So the only ones you can really compare it to are the other kind of Belgian beers. And so the distinction, as soon as you taste it, you know it is a Belgian beer, and you might not be able to guess that it's a Trappist, but you know it is a high-end Belgian beer. And just because of the quality and the way it tastes and the way it, like other beers just fall flat, I'm gonna have to recommend it for a distinction. It's not necessarily like all that different. A lot of the tastes, when you get it, you come to expect it in that kind of a wheat beer. But a lot of places, they don't do it right. It's kind of like a really well-made steak. It's not going to take a lot of ingredients to make just a mind-blowingly amazing steak. But it's how many people actually can do it really, really well, and how many places just kind of like are mediocre or just suck at it is amazing. So when you have that one that's just like mind-blowing, it's just like, this is what it's supposed to be like. So this is the mind-blowing steak. So I'm going to recommend it on distinction. Next category is drinkability, and yeah, this is, I will stand by the fact of if you come across a wheat beer and it's not super drinkable, there is something absolutely wrong with that beer. I mean, it is a wheat beer is designed to be extremely drinkable. So, like, that brewery should lose its license and never be allowed to make beer ever again if it can't make a semi-drinkable wheat beer. So, absolutely, this is very drinkable. It'd be a little pricey to just, get a bunch of these, but I'm gonna recommend it on drinkability. It's fantastic. And last category is where I buy it again, and yes, absolutely, it's been such a long time since I've had just a phenomenal wheat beer. This is superb. It's definitely like probably top 3-4 wheat beers that I've had before. And so yes, I will buy it again, and that means it gets it got the thumbs up for all of them, so it gets the official Two Dudes stamp of approval. And yes, if you're able to come across this in these weird times, absolutely pick it up. By picking it up, it will pick up your spirits. And because let's face it, we all just can't sit around drinking just crap beer all day. We need to, sometimes just a really nice beer has a way of lifting your spirits. Even if you're not drinking it to get like annihilated, just a taste of a finely crafted beer is enough to be like, okay, things will work out. And if they don't, I'm hoarding all the beer. But anyways, that is my review of St. Bernardus Wit. I should have looked up how to actually pronounce it. Bernardus, whatever. This wheat beer, it's phenomenal. The one with the monk on it. There's a couple different ones with the monk on it, but this one has the silver and blue label. So if you see that, pick it up. You won't be disappointed. So like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And so for myself and for this fine Trappist beer, take it easy.